Welcome back to another edition of Yesterday in Sports Weekend Recap Edition. Let's take a look back at the scores and stories from this past weekend of January 6th and 7th. Week 18 is the final weekend of the NFL regular season, and it finally kicked off. We'll start with the results of the games and then take a look at the playoff bracket. On Saturday, we essentially had two playoff games where the Steelers beat the Ravens in a monsoon 17-10, and then in that later game, in a win and get in game, the Texans clinched their way into the playoffs, beating the Colts 23-19 behind an elite performance from CJ Stroud and Nico Collins. Then on Sunday, the Buccaneers win the NFC South by sneaking away with a 9-0 win over the Panthers. The Titans knock out the Jaguars, winning 28-20. The Saints absolutely dominate the Falcons 48-17. The Bengals handled the short-staffed Browns 31-14. The Lions keep their foot on the gas and beat the Vikings 30-20. And the Jets hand Bill Belichick a loss in potentially his last game as a Patriots head coach 17-3. In the second half of the day, the Cowboys once again embarrassed the Commanders 38-10 to clinch the NFC East title. The Packers beat the Bears to secure a playoff berth 17-9. The Eagles continue to struggle, losing to the Giants 27-10. And in a handful of meaningless games in the afternoon slate, Seahawks beat the Cardinals 21-20. Chiefs backups beat the Chargers 13-12. The Raiders end their season on a high note, beating the Broncos 27-14. And the Rams beat the 49ers 21-20. And then lastly, to end Week 18, we had the Dolphins and Bills battle out for the AFC East title. And in a back-and-forth game, the Bills pulled away at the end to come away with the upset win, 28-20, and win the AFC East title. Now let's take a look at the finalized playoff matchups. In the NFC, San Francisco secured the number 1 seed in the first round bye. The NFC East champion Cowboys will be hosting the number 7 seed Packers. The Lions are the number 3 seed and NFC North champions, and they have the privilege to host Matthew Stafford and the number 6 seed Rams. And in the 4-5 seed matchup, Tampa Bay will be hosting the Eagles. In the AFC, Baltimore claims the number 1 seed in the first round bye. The number 2 seed belongs to the AFC East champs Bills, and they will be hosting the number 7 seed Steelers. The number 3 seed Chiefs will be hosting the number 6 seed Dolphins, and the 4 seed Texans match up against the number 5 seed Browns. With the good teams coming into the playoffs, there's also the bad teams that are eliminated. And the Chicago Bears are now on the clock. Let's take a look at the draft order so far. The Bears own the Panthers pick and will be selecting first overall. The Commanders will be drafting the second overall pick. And the Patriots are penciling for the third pick. Here are the rest of the picks that we know so far. Last thing NFL related belongs to a quick rundown of players on the playoff teams who got injured over the weekend. Steelers Defensive Player of the Year candidate TJ Watt left Saturday's game with a strained MCL, and it looks like he's going to miss the first round matchup. Lions rookie sensation tight end Sam Laporta got carted off late in this first half with a knee injury, and it was really in a game he didn't need to play in, most likely going to miss the playoffs. And then lastly, the Eagles lose their star wide receiver A.J. Brown early in the game against the Giants with a knee injury, but the rumors are it's not as bad as people expect and is likely to return from the playoffs. In college basketball, we had our first full slate of the 2025 action. We had a great mix of blowouts, close games, and upsets. Here are the notable results. Seton Hall continues to win big games, beating number 7 Marquette 78-75. Number 8 North Carolina wins a rock fight against number 16 Clemson. Unranked Creighton takes down number 23 Providence. Southern Mississippi hands number 19 James Madison their first loss of the season, 81-71. Number 17 Florida Atlantic continues to struggle against the bad teams. This time, they go down to Charlotte, 70-68. Number 9 Tennessee hammers number 22 Ole Miss, 90-64. Utah State takes down number 13 Colorado State, 77-72. And Cincinnati gets a signature win, beating number 12 BYU on the road, 71-60. Let's end with a couple of other quick hitters. Chicago Blackhawks number 1 overall pick and All-Star Connor Bedard has been placed on the injured reserve with a broken jaw after taking a pretty vicious hit on Friday night. And the NBA has reinstated Golden State Warriors star Draymond Green after a 12-game suspension for his anger management issues. Well, that's all the news and stories from over the weekend. See you guys next time.